Okay, I am looking a little extra right now, which I'm really into. Lee and I did a makeup and opinions broadcast right before this, so I have on Blue Shadow and big red lips, and we were still talking, so I had my face paints and I was just drawing lines on my face. So I have lots of little curly cues, and it's a lot of fun. But that's what's happening right now. So I had a great week. I got to see some live music. My friend Mikey Mason was doing a house concert tour, so I was able to go see music in a small setting. It was, to me, like, it doesn't feel that weird to be around people because I feel like I'm so awkward in groups anyway. I've learned so many like kind of coping strategies for that it felt fine to kind of jump back in to group settings and be around people. I didn't feel like there was like a degradation of social skills for me, but that's just because I'm lucky in some ways. And then a few other good things happened. Sunday afternoon, I got to help my friend Splintered Reality. They were doing a fundraiser. They got booked to play, I think, a Blue Ridge Rock Festival. And they were raising money to be able to get out there this late fall and perform. So we did like a telethon, and we were able to start trying to, like, there was like people donated art and auctions, and I got to play music. And I went to their home studio, and it was like I got to like hang out with like people in bands, and I had to put my earplugs in and everything because there was a full drum kit. But yeah, it was just a lot of music this weekend. And then I do have some other secret music announcements. This is not live yet, but in the next days, keep an eye on the Salacious Crumbles Facebook page because we will be sharing a link. We have picked out 25 songs that we love from a particular artist, and we're going to have people vote on their top 5. And then those are the top 5 we're going to cover and license and record as an EP. And the artist is the Beatles. So we picked out, I have lipstick on my teeth, some of our favorite songs, and you can vote to have our fave. So I also need to I need to do the August. I need to check and see how the voting has gone for the August covers, which I'll look at. Wednesdays are my big music day. I wind up doing a lot of prep work for 6 at 6. Tomorrow we've got Brian Baker, also known as Click, who's just so kind, and I really love his songwriting. But I'm getting really jazzed about music again, especially with the Beatles project. Lee and I, when we saw each other in Baltimore, right after we left, she was watching this mockumentary about how Paul is dead. And then we just got like deep dive in like the fake conspiracy stuff. Cause like one of the things in the mockumentary was they were like, we wanted to call the album Rubber Paul, but they thought that was too obvious. And it's like, oh my gosh, it was great. But then we just started like deep. I don't know if you've noticed, like a lot of my like streams and 6 at 6s have been covering more Beatles songs too. So, and doing that has helped me write more originals. In the last like week and a half, I wrote two new ones that have been on 6 at 6, and I'm hoping to have another one brand new at the top of 6 at 6 tomorrow. That has a little story behind it as well. So that's been kind of awesome to get back in the habit of. But it's easy to kind of get in and out of the habit of writing because at some point you have to, it's still work. It's like you have to make yourself do it. Like it's totally fine to like wait and write when you have inspiration or you feel like it. But as someone who's trying to improve craft and get out more material and entertain, and I'm doing it really actively every week. It's been fun to try and get back in the habit of writing a new song, at least one every week, because they don't have to be perfect, but they like, that's how you get better. And like all of these, like some of them are good and some of them it's like, oh, that part was really good. And then you can keep developing them, which is one of the crazy things about digital production is you can always re-record and it's usually really attainable. So I've really enjoyed that. Other news, our song that we did for the Tim Drake zine with Salacious Crumbles should be out soon. They might release it a little early because they're having some delays in printing from COVID. So it's like, oh, well, we have some digital content ready to go. So once that's been out for a little bit to people that have bought the zine, we'll be able to release that publicly. And I'm really proud of it because I worked really, really hard on the production end of it. So that's just been a joy. But as far as like, that's a lot of updates, I guess. As far as, I don't know, it's hard sometimes to think about. I'm getting really stressed out, and probably a lot of y'all are too, about what winter will be like with the coronavirus variants. Like, I know people were starting to kind of plan events and things for fall and winter, but I know that I'm preaching to a choir probably, but it's just so hard to reconcile that there are people that are so actively, it's not a thoughtful nihilism. It's become this stand that, you know, COVID is a hoax, or I won't get vaccinated. Like, that's part of why. And then everyone's trying, it's not really breakthrough infections. I mean, because that's, you still get infections sometimes with vaccines. Like, that's not the problem. But the development of more variants is because, you know, when you've got like partial inoculations and then you still have large unvaccinated populations, it's going to develop and spread. And I just don't know. And I mean, and this has been like a culmination of a lot of things, especially just the general anti-vax movement kind of gave this the little springboard it needed. You know, because I mean, it's been common now for people not to vaccinate for measles, and they have a chickenpox vaccine. That's amazing. Like, I got chickenpox as a kid, and it sucks. You know, I don't know what to say. It's like an existential sort of weight that, I mean, frequently we have, but I don't have anything deep to say. I'm just disappointed that, and I've said this before, and I think I saw it on Twitter, that, like, you know, when did we start calling them like vaccine passports and not immunization records? That's something that's been common. And there's this sort of like, at some point, I don't want to, we live in a society, you know, but at some point, the public good, public health, especially something that's so preventable. I mean, and there's a category of people that are having trouble in the U.S. Accessing vaccines, getting time off, or that are or like more low information, so they're more susceptible to misinformation, and that sucks. And I'm not as mad at them as compared to the vocal anti-vaxxed, you know, and it's like, you've got your Tucker Carlsons, and they're all vaccinated, you know, but it's such a grift. They make so much money being anti-liberal, you know, and it doesn't matter. They'll say anything. And a lot of con artists will, you know, or like grifters, but this is so clear, and there's such a classist element to it. And I don't know what to do. I mean, none of us, we're trying our best, like getting people vaccinated. And it just sucks that like so many people have made this the hill to literally die on. And I don't know, like my friends that are healthcare workers we're going to be dealing with the trauma from this for, you know, years, decades to come, really. But people have just sort of given up on locking down, or, you know, and even Biden administration is like, we're not going to roll back the clock. And I wish I had something good to say other than, I don't know how we collectively can, you just feel so stuck, you know? Well, I don't have a good transition, but keep an eye out for our Beatles announcement. Yeah, and I've been trying to get more in the habit of streaming every day, and that's been a lot of fun, though it has been a little harder. I'm the only employee at the yarn shop besides the owner, and she has a small baby, so I wind up working a lot of swing shifts, so it's hard for me to kind of stick to a streaming schedule, but every time I've done it, it's just been a joy. Like the other day, we just went through and I had people send me like kids songs and camp songs that they remembered, and we just kind of like played them, and it was just really fun. Like I enjoy like chatting and being on camera and stuff. So, well, with that, I hope that everybody has a lovely week. Please stay safe, and I will talk to you soon.